struggles this season.
Yeah, I mean, two of the most respected duos in the entire game. Both of them finding, you know, still a good amount of success, though. 5 and 6, not ideal for Immortals. 7 and 3 and 7 and 4 for Razzer and Colton, really finding their footing despite having that losing streak to end out their regular season. You know, if they're putting it together now in playoffs, I wouldn't be too upset.
This is a big time, though. Keep in mind that Complexity just dropped a 2v2 set to Fnatic, so
yeah.
They are still showing some possible openings in their defense. And here we go, RF and craaap going with an opening graveyard push in the left-hand lane.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Trainer Luis, I'm going to try to do exactly what I did the last time they came out together, but also I'd be watching what Fnatic did 2 times in a row to Complexity in in 2v2, of course.
You have to imagine that Immortals is preparing and ready for this Lava Hound deck, since Complexity went to Lava Hound in 11 games this season in 2v2.
Yeah, so we should be expecting to see some poisons, some nados, things like that that can really keep those pups under control, and then cheap defenses like guards to pick up miners, or in this case, as Complexity's using, to clean up graveyards from Immortals.
So 2 early graveyards for Immortals, and they are a little bit behind on Elixir as we move to the midway point of regulation.
Complexity taking advantage of that Elixir lead and decides to lava up.
And again, Immortals going really, really aggressive in single Elixir with these graveyard pushes. This one doing a fair amount of damage on the right-hand side.
Yeah, the baby dragons meeting each other. The Dark Prince just not being able to clean up all those skeletons in time. But this is a very, very healthy Lava Hound coming down the lane.
Mega Minion gets in front of the Lava Hound. Skeletons come down. Need to stop this Lumberjack from destroying that tower. And NATO to King Tower.
That King Tower activation is really going to come into play with these lava pups or taking on this miner, as you can see there, not even staying alive to tank for those lava pups.
Log does its work, does not quite bump that miner off the back of the Princess Tower, but still keeps them in the race. Immortals now trying to fire back. Final 40 seconds of regulation. Freeze comes down.
Defensive poison down for Colton and Razzer.
Down to 738, a big, big moment for Immortals. And this time they have a lot more Elixir to deal with this Lava Hound push.
Yeah, even with the poison going down, you saw a couple of those skeletons sneak by.
And a couple more sneak through now here as well.
Which is really all that they need.
Lightning comes through, but a NATO in response with the Baby Dragon. Very well played defense from Immortals in the final 10 seconds.
That NATO Baby Dragon combination just saved the lives of Immortals. So now 671 bottom left, 913 top right. Immortals in control.
You saw a good combination defense at the top right against that miner, playing guards to the side, skeletons in front, not wanting any miner damage, and now able to fire back down to 237. Immortals in a good spot, and they immediately go back to graveyard.
And that is the correct thing to do. You see Colton Razzer having to play that poison on defense. Skeleton still getting in, and now a log will do it with a poison, or just the poison, honestly.
Immortals looking to cycle back to one more spell. Need to play some smart defense. Not get over aggressive in these final moments. Log comes down. Freeze will do it.
Both these teams just battling at the river. There's the freeze to take the tower. And now Immortals takes another 2v2 game from Complexity. Yeah, very aggressive on both sides, but kind of more of a controlled madness, if you will. Both the teams not making many mistakes, just the win condition of Immortals was used more effectively because the win condition for Complexity was so much harder to build pushes behind. Immortals did a great job of splitting the attention of Colton and Razzer, and then in turn using their Inferno Towers to stop those lava pushes.
We have to expect that Immortals was prepared to go against lava with how often Colton and Razzer run it. In the back end, you have to expect that Colton and Razzer were believing Graveyard would come out at some point because of how often Immortals have gone to that well.
Yeah, and you saw they had the poison, they had the Dark Prince, they had logs, they had so many options, but that rotating Graveyard can be so tough to keep up with.
So much slower this time out, and it's Royal Giant, Giant Skeleton for Complexity.
That Ice Wizard staying alive is not ideal for Immortals.
First minute down, a little bit of damage done for Complexity. Baby Dragon gets picked up by the Mega Minion.
Nice job playing the Mega Minion there in the Rage.
Immortals playing very, very slow in this second game of 2v2.
And it's working out well for them because any overcommit early on with these aggressive Royal Giant pushes from Complexity could really leave you hamstrung throughout the rest of the game.
Such a different pace from game number 1, though, Andrew. They were coming out firing game 1, dropping graveyards like they had too many to spare, and this time holding back a little bit more, playing more slowly, a little more calculated.
Yeah, and looking at the cards again, you know, if you just looked at RF's hand, you might think he's running a Golem deck, but obviously we're in 2v2 here, so very much not likely. Lava Hound comes down and a big aggressive push at the river from Complexity.
Immediately comes down and not able to keep that Lumberjack alive very long, so a raged up Royal Giant gets a couple shots on the tower.
Yeah, not a lot of focus on that Royal Giant. You see craaap kind of nodding his head going, all right, yep, you got away with one there. You caught us looking.
Down to 1274, the top right-hand tower of Immortals. They lava again, and another immediate Lumberjack Royal Giant push. Miner comes down to pick up the Lumberjack. And there you go, Graveyard trying to get rid of that Inferno Tower, and it does.
Yeah, you see there, Earthquake. Yeah, you see that Lumberjack coming up. The great pickup from the Miner to pull it away from the Inferno. Just excellent use of mechanics by Immortals, but still only 837 HP remaining. They cannot break through, Rich.
Trying to find some way here with this Lava Hound. Royal Giant comes down, making its way towards the tower, does not get a shot off, so Immortals holding fast as we go into double elixir, but they have not barely breathed a lick of damage on the towers of Complexity.
Yeah, and that Royal Giant does not get pulled until the last second, but by then the Inferno Tower is already gone.
Down to 499. Complexity, it's their turn to be aggressive. It worked out so well for Immortals in the first game. Right now for Complexity, doing great. That giant skeleton bomb gonna wipe out any hope of that push getting forward.
And you see here Immortals having a very hard time building a push behind that Lava Hound with the aggression of this Royal Giant. And Colton Razzer just been playing in the same lane the whole time. They haven't even switched it up.
Royal Giant does not get a shot, so now, again, you can still see, even though Immortals has a lot on the board, they are so low on Elixir.
It's hard to imagine that they're not getting very close to Spell Cycle range. Now, we don't know what the last card in Colton's hand is, but those logs are adding up. Those Earthquakes are adding up.
And that Giant Skeleton did a great job of stopping all that. Baby Dragon trying to get through. Ice Wiz picks it up. This is raged up, could be a few big shots, but now Royal Giant down.
Yep, Mega Minion on the tower. Lumberjack straight through. Poison comes down for Colton. Earthquake down for Razzer, and that is gonna do it.
Game number 2 for Complexity. It was Immortals turning on the heat in game number 1.
Game 3 on its way.
So now Colton and Razzer have gone to the Royal Giant well once again, and Royal Giant Lava have been their go-to decks this season. Gotta wonder if Immortals are expecting that. On the flip side, Immortals have yet to play their best deck, which is that Miner Rocket Cycle that they, I think they went 5-1 in the regular season with that deck.
Yeah, they kind of coined that in 2v2, and then of course in the 1v1 set, that Giant Skeleton Graveyard deck has been made very popular by them here at CRL West, and I'd be very shocked or surprised to see either team go with Lava Hound again. The defensive prowess of their opponents has made it almost impossible to build a push, and you saw Lava Hound fall twice in games 1 and 2.
And you see craaap immediately recognize a deck he's up against off of just the first couple of cards. Easy to do in head-to-head play, a little harder in 2v2.
Yeah, and look at this, a big graveyard push to the bottom left-hand lane, defended very well. It looked like a couple of times it was going to be massive damage, but Colton and Razzer do what they do.
And you see now RF a little frustrated. That Lumberjack got to the right-hand tower. First minute away, Immortals slightly behind. Complexity have come out to a slight early lead, but again, Immortals going with aggressive graveyard play in single elixir.
Yeah, you see this Poison coming down very, very well played, and the Giant Skeleton up at the river, not allowing anything to get through. craaap kind of leaning to the side, hoping that that bomb would not hit their Baby Dragon, and it does not.
Yeah, that was old school Mario Brothers Nintendo play. He swings the controller, he jumps farther. Further? Farther?
Yes.
Exactly. Royal Giant does not get the tower, and now a healthy counter push going opposite direction. Baby Dragon getting across the tank, Musketeer behind.
Immortals just in this beautiful rhythm. You see that, a freeze in, Baby Dragon on the tower. Inferno Tower is completely distracted. Tower down for Complexity. Immortals taking a big hit from them early on.
1 minute left. We are in double elixir time, and it is Immortals out to a significant lead. They are against Royal Giant. They are against Giant Skeleton. Things can be turned around, but at the moment, content to play some defense and wait out the next 50 seconds.
An excellent defense that they have been playing. Other than that one Lumberjack squeaking through early on, they have been near perfect, and Complexity can feel that timer ticking down. 37 seconds left.
And here we go, Royal Giant opposite lane, so trying to spread out the defense, met by a pair of Princes and a defensive freeze.
Yeah, and that is not going anywhere. And now you have to think about the 3 crown. It's obviously not going to happen in time, but that is a lot of damage going in on the King Tower that Colton and Razzer cannot ignore.
And now you can see craaap knows that they have it. Very, very well played by Immortals. That's going to be it for 2v2 Immortals. Despite their struggles this season in the opening set, take probably the most